Just relax and close your eyes for a few minutes. And then please keep your eyes closed. In case you feel like opening your eyes, you can do so. But please direct your attention to all the thoughts I am sharing with you. As we have been seeing, friends, understanding about yourself as to who you are and being yourself, who you are, is something absolutely effortless. Even long before my words begin, please listen to it and see the truth of it. Long before even the words begin or your thoughts begin, you are already with yourself as much I am already with myself. Our communication with words and thoughts do not produce the self, the awareness that I am, that you are. Please see this point very clearly. Long before I speak these words, they have been thoughts. And long before the thoughts come, I am already conscious. Ask yourself, just like me, long before you listen to what I say and your thoughts are created, you are already conscious. So both of us, you and me, are with a beginningless beginning, awareness, always existing. I can't give it to you. You can't get away from it. Long before the thoughts begin, first you are conscious, just like the sounds. Long before the sounds begin, your ears are already there. long before you enjoy the capacity to listen with your ears, you are already conscious. Can you please see and be that beginningless beginning, an endless existence? The sounds begin and end. The sights begin and end. The thoughts too begin and end. Whereas you, the meaning of the word I, aham, the awareness, beginningless, endless. You don't have to wait to be conscious, to be the consciousness. Please see the beauty and simplicity of this wisdom. Long before your thoughts begin, you are already there. You don't have to wait to be conscious. You may have to wait for a thought, a memory to flash. You may wait for a sound or a sight, a touch, a taste or a smell. But you don't have to wait to be conscious. So ask yourself, in any moment of your life, it doesn't matter what place it is, are you beginning with yourself who you are? Or you jump into the realm of thoughts, streams of perceptions? Ask yourself. Mindless thinking, unconscious build-ups have become a habit for many people. Your whole focus is on build-ups, meanderings, movements, arrivals and departures, but never on yourself. That never begins or ends, arrives or departs. It's like you watch the activity in a place, but you don't watch the space. You go to a jungle, go to a football game, go to the town, shopping center. Everybody watches the movements of hundreds of people, the lights, the decorations, the jungles, the trees. How many of the people remember the space? Without which the accommodation is not possible. what is accommodated draws your attention. Accommodation itself lost sight of. Perceptions draw your attention. Sensations draw your attention. Thoughts, emotions, memories draw your attention. But who you are is not looked at. The day before, I was in Rishikesh. There's a big function. Thousands of people coming and going. Good food, good decoration, worship, puja, rituals. Sitting down there, I was thinking, and I shared with one of my friends, how many people remember the person for whom all these things are being done at this moment? People lose themselves in celebrations. The food, the rituals, the puja, the chantings, comings and goings of the VIPs. But the person is forgotten. It's like enjoying the pujas, the rituals. Thousands of people sitting down doing a fire ritual. Tons of ghee are being poured. Lovely flower decorations. Chantings of every kind. God is forgotten. Same thing, friends, happen in life. Perceptions overtake. Sensations overtake. Memories overcrowd. Crowd your minds. Consciousness forgotten. Without which your memories are no memories, your thoughts are no thoughts, your sensations, perceptions have no meaning. Ask yourself, friends, after all these years of studies, exposures, are you still hankering for million thoughts, new ideas, new sensations, or being with the eternal, Sanatana, ever-fresh wisdom, which no words can describe, no thoughts can dismiss, no perception can invoke or take away, no sensation can touch it. Just be the stillness. Ask yourself, friends, the moment I stop talking, are you with a sense of restfulness or a sense of restlessness? In fact, friends, if you really grasp it, these brandings, restful, restless, is the conversation of the mind. This I, the individuality, names it restful or restless. To be restful, you don't need to say, I am restful. To be restful, conscious, aware. You don't have to say, I am restful. And if you don't say that, there is no need to say with the arrival of the thought, I am restless. When I, the word, is not required for me to be restful, what is the question of naming the arrivals of thoughts, perception, sensation as restlessness? Understand, friends, the creation doesn't feel its restlessness. The wave doesn't feel the agitation. The tsunami, earthquake, convulsions of any kind do not feel that they are restless, nor the silence of the desert, the stillness of the midnight consider themselves restful. Words are not needed for the conditions to exist. Listen carefully, friends. Words are not needed for the conditions to exist. You don't have to name it dawn or dusk, morning or night, morning or evening, day or night, for the moods to change. You don't have to name a condition for the condition to exist, nor do you need to name which is unconditional. Perception is a condition. Sense organs, sense object must come together. Blessed by the consciousness. Thought is a condition. Perception ends up as emotion. Whereas to be conscious, to be the consciousness, no conditions apply. No thought is needed, no perception needed, no sensation needed, no words needed. is nothing to wait for. Please see that instantaneous wisdom. You don't need to wait for a word, a description, a logic. A thought or an impression. It's like the clouds. For the clouds to exist, it is a condition that the sun should shine, the water should evaporate, the clouds are formed. The space that accommodates the sun and the sunshine, the vast body of ocean, the evaporation, the forming of the cloud, the space doesn't depend upon either of these conditions. Weather is a condition. Space is not a weather, nor is it a condition. Moods like anger, hatred, love, jealousy, compassion, any type of emotion is a condition. Consciousness, yourself, is not a condition. For the conditions to prevail, the weather to prevail, so many factors are needed. For the space to be, nothing is needed. But the thoughts, perceptions, sensations, emotions to build up, so many factors are needed. Including, and the most important friends, the builder, the I. Perception is not an emotion until I builds it. The builder is needed, but this builder is redundant in being the meaning of the self, meaning of the word I, the meaning of the word self. Unconditional, effortless existence. Just be that. Can you open your eyes? The choice is yours. But just relax and listen, please. Will you like to forget the God in the rituals? God is forgotten in the rituals. The space is forgotten by looking at the landscapes. The truth is forgotten in studies. The nameless, wordless is forgotten in gathering names and words and informations. In collecting the book, you lost sight of the wisdom. Collecting the ideas, you forget the source. It is so strange, friends, that as to why people love to take the strenuous path. God knows. Suffering has become so familiar, a trait. People seem not to enjoy the simplicity. It must be complicated. It's like, friend, hunger comes. Hunger goes with simplest of the food. But the food has been such an arrangement. You defer the satisfaction of your hunger in order to prepare 10-20 dishes, and it must be kept in a particular way, placed in a particular way. What all complications the dining has become. Ultimately, the job is done, hunger is satisfied. Yes, friends, you have a choice. You can do that. You are aware of your hunger. You also are aware that it is up to you to satisfy your hunger any moment, because you have all the food at your disposal. You can finish it up in 1 second. Just grab a piece of bread or anything and satisfy your hunger. Or you can take your time, hours and hours and hours. But that sense of insecurity should not be there. That whether the hunger will go or not, or this much elaboration is needed for the hunger to go, that is complication. First, be aware of yourself, who you are. That the simplest, the simplicity of the wisdom, who you are. If there is a sense of restlessness, if there is a sense of fear, anxiety, insecurity, bondage, agitation, that's like your hunger. Just see that, friends. Hunger of your stomach, it needs tangible food stuff. You can't look at the picture of food and satisfy your gross hunger. The picture will not satisfy your gross hunger. You need gross object. To satisfy the hunger of your stomach, by thinking of a food, you cannot satisfy the hunger of your stomach. Same way, friends. the hunger of your mind, the subtle hunger for fulfillment, can be satisfied only at the level of the subtle. As even subtle thoughts cannot satisfy your gross hunger, gross universe, thousands of books, millions of bytes of information will not satisfy the subtle sense of emptiness. In fact, you don't need any thought whatsoever. Listen carefully. You don't need any thought whatsoever. And that is what the thought or teaching is all about. To tell you that no thought is needed. But unconsciously don't make it a condition and repeat it. No thought is needed, no thought is needed, for God's sake. You need to be, I don't know what to say, you understand? You need to be yourself. Don't ask me now what is self, that is all Tattva classes. Having listened to all these, understand friends, that is why I say, if you appreciate this reality in Tattva, the first book, the same thing in any book. If you don't understand the meaning of word Atma, Chetana, consciousness, Mukti, liberation, in that small book, you are not going to understand it in Brahma Sutra and Siddhi Granthas. There are elaboration. It's like basic things, friends. Basic thing is, hunger is satisfied. With what? Anything. Think. Your hunger is satisfied. And you know, anytime, any place I can satisfy my hunger. So you are not insecure about your food. And if you are secured with that idea, then you can celebrate. You can prepare a huge feast fit for a king. But don't say that elaborate food arrangement, the tables, the cutleries, the soft lights and the music, anyway contributes to the satisfaction of your hunger of the stomach. Listen, friends, we complicate our life. I see it every day. In the secular world, people have gone to, oh, what an extent. Go to see the 5-star hotels nowadays. Any luxury resort, oof, eye-opener. You can't, your eyes dazzle. Other day I was in Rishikesh. I went for a long walk, saw the contrast. First time I visited so many ashrams there, with usually no time. But here I was for 5 days. So why not? Just walked out. Oh, 5-star ashrams. The best marbles, the best granites, the best things. So many ashrams. Interior decoration, oh, even the hotels will not have that. No, I'm not being critical. Creativity, simplicity, elegance, For simplicity and elegance, you have to be most complicated. In contrast, I also walked behind the ashrams and went beyond the highway to the rugged mountains, just a half a kilometer away. And the person who took me, he took me to see one very peculiar sight. The peculiar sight is one person is living on the tree. They call it in Sanskrit Brukshi. Brukshi means a person who is living on the tree. And he is living there for 25 years. Not that he is on the tree all the time. He comes down in the morning, cooks his food, then takes it all upstairs. 3-4 hours he comes down, spends his time, doesn't talk to anybody. 25 years. That man would not have seen what has happened half a kilometer away in the Ganges bank. If he comes now, he shall come into another world. Because I have seen Ganga, Himalayas 72, which is like 28 plus 15, 43 years back. There was nothing. We had to walk on the side of the Ganges. There are so many trees, can't pass through. And that is where sadhus will be sitting down under a tree. Many times, you remember I told how a sadhu fights over the tree number 22. That's a fact, that's not a joke. The man will come and sit under a tree. And that's his tree for the night or for the month, it doesn't matter. That person who is staying there, he will not understand how much the world has moved away. But has it made somebody more fulfilled than the man on the tree? Or less fulfilled than the man on the tree? You understand, friends? We forget God in rituals and celebrations. How many people remember that? We are looking at how big laddus are put, how many laddus are put, what type of flower decoration is there. Comparison also in that yajna what was done, this ritual what is done, in that temple what is done, in this temple what is done. God is forgotten. Same thing we transplant in our personal lives. How many thoughts I have got, how many books I have read, how many books the other person has not read. By chance he says he has read a book. Push him down to the point where he says he has not read a book that you have read. Why do you want to invoke emptiness in somebody and invoke emptiness in you? You understand that point? Why? Why do you do that? Think, friends. Happy man, satisfied person, doesn't need anything. But why do we end up in invoking, you don't have a good house, you don't have a good car, your TV is small, your dhoti is bad, my sari is so elegant, the house I have. Why? The prosperity doesn't give you a sense of satisfaction. Neither the poverty can cause a sense of dissatisfaction. They are not there to satisfy or dissatisfy you, unless you are there to be satisfied or not to be satisfied. Understand the point, please? Objects do not have any sense of, are you getting that point? Objects do not have any sense of satisfaction or dissatisfaction. Think of it. Prosperity is a condition we have named, like preciousness is a condition we have named. The diamond doesn't feel precious. The dust doesn't feel so humble and useless. Nothing in this creation feels that. There is no sense of elegance, elevated elegance in the mountains. There is no sense of humility in the valleys. The Ganges do not feel proud that it is holy. Nor the tiny little brook meandering through the small little forests feel lost and helpless. Individual, 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 you the human being, the I. Your body has no sense of helplessness. See, told you so many times, please see that. Your body has no sense of restfulness, mortality, youth, childhood, old age. Nor your senses have a sense of being sharp or dull. The thoughts by themselves are not emotions. An emotion has no problem by itself. Only when the I understand. So understanding about yourself, the I, should you forget, listen carefully, to understand the I, should you forget the meaning of the word I and go and get lost in what all the I picks up? Think. For your satisfaction, you can use the word, the I loses himself in the pilgrimage, visiting words, books, practices, meditations, rituals, or avoiding all that it is not, meditations and rituals. How long you want to struggle? Ask yourself. Ask yourself, how long does one want to struggle? You don't like to be restful? Think, friends. Giving such enormous value to complications. Looking for a diamond, looking for a lost piece of even a small little thing, looking for a person in a crowd is very, very difficult. You can give an example, any number of examples you can give, sir. Looking for space, is it difficult? You don't know that you are looking for space. Are you looking for satisfaction, freedom, fulfillment, immortality, absolute? Or are you looking for thoughts, emotions, anger, hatred, jealousy, a dismissal of it, or invoking compassion, dismissing jealousy? What are you doing? Think, friends. Please think. Look at your day. Look at your day. One day. Take a sample of a day. In fact, friends, a day is too long, 24 hours. Take the sample of an hour, 60 minutes. 60 minutes too long. Take the sample for a minute, 60 seconds and see, what are you looking at? What are you looking for? I don't have this, I don't have this. Who? What are you looking for? The mind continues with continuous chatter. Continuous chattering. Sometimes your sense of restlessness makes other people restless. Have you been around a person who non-stop, non-stop? Just listen, sit down and listen. And see the amount of agitation. The person doesn't know what he's doing. Continuous, non-stop chattering. It feels so restless inside. It's so ridiculous. Even a person who doesn't understand what I'm talking, for him, why is he chattering? Listen carefully. But if you understand, as I told you in the beginning of the class, it begins with the beginningless. Thoughts come. To express or not to express is my choice. And I choose to express with words. Conscious. These words invoke thought. You listen to it, becomes a thought. And your thought reminds you from where my thoughts came. We are together in this. Na gurur naiva sishya siddhananda rupa shivoham shivo. What a tradition, how beautiful. Friends, think of it. So ask yourself, take a sample of your life. A day is too long. 24 hours, oh boy, who has time for that? 1 hour also is too long. Just like friends, it's so beautiful. You are cooking your rice. As they say, will you press every rice to see whether it's done or not? Then you are a monkey, not a monk. Why I say a monkey? Because one fellow appointed a monkey as his gardener. So you understand, monkey means real monkey, the fellow monkey, okay? So, you are so stupid. When the master, the owner of the land tells him, you must water properly all these plants. He says, sir, what does it mean to plant, what does it mean to water the plant properly? Properly means the roots should be under the water. Root should get enough water. Right? So next day, the gardener, the owner comes to the garden and you see every tree has faded, dying. What happened? He has removed every plant. Why? Say, what did you do? He said, I wanted to see whether the water has gone or not. Rice is done or not. Every rice you have to press. Whether you understand it or not, do you have to analyze million thoughts? Have I understood Kathopanishad? Did I understand the Ashtavakra Gita? I don't understand Brahma Sutra. Very good. Don't understand. Do you understand yourself? Yes. Brahma Sutra talks about you. No, but somebody has a time for Brahma Sutras and reading like that. Let him. It's like, I am satisfied, I want to satisfy my hunger. My hunger is finished, fine. Elaboration, if I feel like, I will do that. If I don't feel, I don't. But don't say elaborate arrangement of food in the resort will satisfy my hunger. That must be something idiot, stupid. Understand, friends? Can you lose sight of wisdom in collecting books? Think? Should you lose sight of the security myself in collecting all insecure objects in this world? Am I interested in the objects of happiness or the happiness itself? You getting that point, please? Ask yourself, friend, ask yourself. Don't ever get swept away by somebody's enthusiasm. Somebody's enthusiasm to collect everything and make everything and do everything. Right. This is where, if the teacher doesn't know, himself is lost in elaboration and everybody else also is lost in elaboration. You come for happiness, you end up collecting objects. You come for freedom, you end up collecting objects that bind you in a sense, depending on things. You come for fulfillment, and you end up in collecting things that you think will give you fulfillment. What a waste. You come for absolute bliss, freedom here and now. End up collecting practices. And unless you do that practice for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm not telling you joke, friends. Again, same place, Rishikesh, I found somebody. Our teacher teaches us to meditate 8 hours a day. Morning 8 to 12, afternoon 3 to 7. I said, beautiful. Why should I say anything? So that means what? You must be unemployed. And this shall be your permanent lifestyle. 8 to 12 is the perfect time, so that you don't have to engage yourself in activity for cooking. Because 8 to 12, no? You are a meditator. So 12 o'clock meditation is over, food is ready. So go there, eat. So you grow horizontally. Meditation. Silly smiles in the face. Practices people collect, and that practice, understand, because of that there is a competition also. Are you a vegetarian? Yes. Vegan? Vegan means what? Not even milk also. You touch garlic, something like that. I fast 1 day, I fast 7 days. Why? You understand? As I told you, please friends, why do you create that emptiness in yourself and an emptiness in somebody else? Why? Guilt in you, guilt in others. You are the absolute wisdom. Ajo nitya saswatayam purana. Unborn, eternal, absolute. Indulging in these finite comparisons. Think, friends. Competition. Gita chanting competition. Gita understanding. Hey, good. Nothing wrong that, understanding, I chant. I'm not, please don't misunderstand. I'm telling you. What is most important thing is your understanding about yourself. My father, mother, when they were around, somebody in Madras, I was staying with one Amma, she was so sweet. She asked, Swamiji, you want to take them somewhere? I said, yes, I am got a executive job to get money to take them. What are you talking about? No, I will organize everything. I said, very sweet, ma, bring. So she really organized it well. And my parents came from village. Went in fanciest places, where she can afford, fanciest places. One hotel experience, I'll tell you. My father is hungry, mother is hungry. Other village people, hungry means hungry. This Amma takes us to a very nice hotel, one 5-star hotel. One person comes and asks, what do you want? Give that book. They are not used to all that. The book, big booklet, that menu card is given. Of course, they can't read anything in that. It's all right. The book is given. That takes 10 minutes. And the book is given and gone. That takes 10 minutes. Again, the fellow comes back. What do you want? By the time they are, what do you want? What do you want? And of course, you decide. Well, naturally, they don't understand the name. I myself don't understand many names. So, okay, you decide. Whichever you want, something to eat and go. Okay, hungry, something. Okay. Right. Then he goes. Comes back after another 15 minutes. Plates. That whatever, all these, my father named it weapons. Why he said that? Because you're so hungry. He said, why these weapons? Where is the food? I'm not telling you joke, friends. Ultimately, you have to walk out of that place. You're so delayed. People who are in a hurry, they don't go there, right? People go there because they enjoy the atmosphere, have a drink, have a this and that and that. 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, nothing else to do. So, you do, every other thing, whatever. But sense of satisfaction, God only knows, whatever. When you go to scriptures, shall I wait for hours and years and years? Not prepared, not ready. Think, friends. Sounds very true. Oh, somebody is not ready. What do you mean not ready? He is the truth. But the person has not yet understood. Listen carefully. The limitations of perceptions and sensations. That is why, as though he has lost himself in that. What is needed? Especially if a person tired of that life comes, how long should it take for him to understand this reality? The people who are tired of this search, tired of these comparisons and contrasts, you can flip them up. But you make informations so much more complicated, practices so much more complicated. Truth is forgotten. Conditions are put. You must know this language, you should not study this, you should not listen to that, you don't do this, you don't do that. Conditions galore. For the unconditional reality, conditions galore. Trying to hide the space with things, can you? Please try to hide the space with anything. Try to bury the space. Truckloads of earth you put. The space survives. You put conditions to understand the unconditional. Be simple, friends. Okay? Thank you. Just close your eyes for some time. We'll see tomorrow. Please see it for yourself. The world doesn't reach you by itself. The creation never imposes itself upon us. If you shut yourself in the room, even close your ears, the sound cannot force themselves into your mind. The creation cannot impose itself. In a relatively quiet place, when you shift your attention from the external universe, your own physical body, the moment you close your eyes, it no more matters whether you are closing your eyes in a metropolis or in an isolated mountain peak. The womb of a cave or a vast desert. Once your eyes are closed, you shut yourself off from the world. Memories. Will you give more importance to your memories than yourself? As you close your eyes, memories can come and go. Thoughts appear to disappear. You may have to wait for a particular thought to come or disappear. And this waiting belongs to the I. Consciousness never waits, as the space never waits for the rain cloud. Individual waits for the rain cloud or the clear sky. The sky doesn't wait. The space of consciousness, Chidambara, never waits. Even that waiting is not yours. It's a habit. Just see that. Be yourself at all times, a beginningless beginning. Once you are aware, you can happily wait. Use your thoughts. You can grab an apple, satisfy your hunger. Or you can wait for hours and hours, prepare the food for hours and hours, under the moonlight, in the vast open space. Organize a royal banquet. The purpose is satisfy hunger. And that's immediate. And close your eyes, be yourself. You can open your eyes, enjoy the vast creation, and still be yourself. can be with a thought, no thoughts, or all the thoughts in the world, with a book, no book, or all the books, with a practice, no practice, or all the practices. Everything is glorious because you are the content, the glorious presence in and through all these things. And if you like it, name it Ishvara, Bhagavan, Paramatmeti Sabdyate. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Sabdyate. Name it Brahman, Paramatma, Ishvara, Bhagavan. Always there. That is yourself. The truth of everything as they are. Thank you, friends.